halfway through round 4, and people are really, this is kind of last chance for a whole bunch of people. So if they're going to be doing those sort of lap times, well, this is the time to do it, really, isn't it? They're heading out to start the qualifying run. Of course, they cross the line. We get that kind of nominal out lap, and then we've got the actual qualifying lap itself when they are shown as lap 2. And well, we'll just really have to see how this pans out. Again, we've seen in this round of heats, sometimes people are up and down the order where we wouldn't expect them, more so than the other heat rounds.
Yeah, I mean, like take for instance Sam Spinell, perfect example. He'll one race he'll qualify 3rd, another one he'll qualify 7th, but then he charges through.
Absolutely, and really what we're seeing is in every race there's somebody who we consider out of position, either plus or minus. It's really been sort of thrown up and down a bit in this 4th round of heat. So. And the points scores will match that. It's going to be a bit tighter getting into those semi-finals.
Yeah, it's now getting to that point where people are having to think, right, okay, this is where I am at the moment. I know I've got to do at least this to potentially guarantee myself a place in one of the 3 semi-finals this afternoon, and whether I might get a chance to go into the final, I don't know, but I'll give it my best shot.
Outlap of 34.4 for Tyler Mays. The times are coming in now for the qualifying. Nick Robinson currently fastest. We've got Luke Skilton up there. But Tyler Mays, his outlap was actually good enough for 2nd anyway, and he's taken the provisional pole on 33.6 from Thomas Zells, Nick Robinson and Mason Bates.
And what I think one of the interesting trends that we're seeing is Ryan Smith does a 33.5 flat just then.
Wow, Ryan Smith sticks it on the pole, 33.5. That is a performance, and this really, going in, we were saying this was his chance. Right there, from pole position, if ever there's a chance, this one is it.
And then he can also set the pace when they do the rolling start as well, make sure it's clean, try and make a bit of difference between himself, Tyler Mays and Thomas Sells. Melanie Howell's done a really good job getting up there into 4th with the 33.723. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the start unfolds, who makes the jump first, and then how the pace of the race gets along, whether Ryan decides to go for it and do some fast laps. We've seen Chris Daines, like last time out, doing a 32.9. If Ryan does it, gets into within sort of like a couple of tenths of that and manages to build a gap, he's got a really good opportunity.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Alex. It is going to be interesting. We have Ryan Smith on the pole, but behind that, Tyler Mays, Thomas Zells, Melanie Howell. We were saying about people qualified out of position. Melanie Howell has never featured in the top 5 yet in British Rental Car Championship. She's lining up 4th. That's quite a result for her. She's got Nick Robinson behind him. Adam Davis, he's actually comparatively down the order. Mason Bates, Derek Jones will be pleased with 8th, who's been running near the tail. Luke Skilton and then Mark Jaggard in 10th place. So really, we'd have to say our out of positions will be Melanie Howell up and Adam Davis down. We'll see how that pans out, but Ryan Smith's going to lead them round. He'll be very pleased with this. This is his one chance, a little bit like we saw with Johnny Elliott yesterday. This is a great chance for him to claw something back in terms of points. However, he does have Tyler Mays behind him, and Tyler Mays won't be agreeing with that either. He'll be intending to win this for himself. So round they go. It's Ryan Smith followed by Tyler Mays, and pretty clean getaway there through the snail section as they come out. It is Ryan Smith looking very, very comfortable there up front. He knows how to lead and win races. This is not a strange situation for him. It's just one that, for one reason or another, we don't see too often.
No, definitely. And yeah, Ryan's sort of doing a nice job out there, just sort of keeping Tyler Mays right behind him. So yeah, it's early doors. We're first lap in. Ryan's leading out front, and Tyler's not that far behind him. But then Thomas Zells in 3rd place. As I think that was Adam Davis trying to do a move on Nick Robinson going into the snail section there, but didn't quite make it. But yeah, now they're coming on along the back straight, and if Mays has got an opportunity, he might decide to throw one up the inside, but not quite yet. He might need another lap or two as Ryan.
There's a move further back. Melanie Howells has been passed by somebody. I think it might be Nick Robinson, or was it an insane lunge by Adam Davis? We'll have a look as they cross the line. So Ryan Smith continues to lead.
Yes, Nick Robinson is ahead of Melanie Howell. I've just seen it out on track.
They switched over there. So Melanie Howell down to 5th, Nick Robinson up to 4th, but Ryan Smith continues to lead. Now, Ryan Smith used to really star in the BRKC when it was an outdoor, generally, travelling series. We've seen him win before. overall, really, he was 7th in 2012. He was 5th in 2013. Then we switched to the indoor format, and we saw a slight drop in Ryan Smith's fortunes. This could be the race that things turn around for him, because he's in the lead there. He's not only is he in the lead, he's in the lead from Tyler Mays, who's slightly quicker than him. And Tyler Mays is not somebody to be taken lightly. And
we've just seen that Adam Davis has made Melanie Howell, I think, who might have just pitted there. She's actually had a bit of a moment. I
think she got bundled by Adam Davis, because remember, Adam Davis, we feel, was out of position slightly. He's going to be pretty impatient to get moving up that order. So yeah, Melanie Howells is still in the race, I think.
She's coming down the back. She's in 7th now, behind Mason Bates, who also jumped her as well. So looked like on the last lap she had probably a couple of not so much I probably would say vehicular disagreements with Adam Davis and Mason Bates, but still doing all right, keeping it in 7th, ahead of Derek Jones, Luke Skilton and Mark Jaggard.
Well, Alex, yeah, she's in that sort of sandwich between Mason Bates and Derek Jones, so she's having to attack and defend, attack to get her position back, but not lose to Derek Jones should that move not come off. Meantime, we've got Ryan Smith, who's now taken the fastest lap back from Tyler Mays. Ryan Smith leading from the front and setting the fastest lap from the front. He's actually eked out a little bit of a gap from Mays. Mays is now far enough back that there's no way he can make a lunge to position. More seriously for Mays, though, he's got Thomas Zels, who has just set an even faster lap and is now the fastest on the track. Zels is 3rd and starting to work on Mays at about 2nd place.
I think they're now getting into a rhythm where the track's going to come to them, and it's just having the confidence with the kart that they're using as well, forgetting all the little idiosyncrasies that they have with each particular kart, because when they do the random draw, they don't know what kart they're going to get in, but it just shows that it doesn't matter whether you're in 14, 16, 12, whatever. And Thomas Zell's fastest lap of the race, and he's just...
Yeah, it's kind of a strange situation, really, because Thomas Zels is going quicker and quicker and quicker, but not seeming to make huge inroads with all of the others.
Yeah, and...
I mean, look at Ryan Smith. That's a convincing lead. That's as convincing as he's going to get against Tyler Mays. Zels there does seem to be falling away, and yet he's the fastest on the track. So it's a very interesting scenario that's brewing up there. Crossing the line again, this is to complete the 7th lap. There's Ryan Smith, there's Tyler Mays, and there's Tom Zels. There's a little bit of a gap there to Dick Robinson and Adam Davis. Adam Davis, of course, we're expecting to come through. Adam Davis is very fast, but not running at the speed of the front runners, so effectively is losing ground all the time.
Yeah, he's about 3/10 off the pace from Zels, who's still fastest out on track with last time out he was actually slower than both Mays and Smith, so the gap is increasing between the top 3, with Smith, Mays and Zels split by 1.1 seconds.
Absolutely, and further back down the field we've got Mason Bates in 6th. Melanie Howells continues in 7th with Derek Jones. They're in a bit of a tight little cluster there. Luke Skilton is 9th and Mark Jaggard's in 10th. We've got a pit stop. It's the 21. The 21 is Mason Bates, so he pits out of 6th place. Is that Mason? It looks like a different driver, but no, Mason Bates. He's dropped down to the tail of the field there. He's the first stopper, I believe. So Mason Bates opens up the round of pit stops. He comes out of 6th, drops to last.
Yeah, and again, we're just seeing a very, very consistent gap between the top 3. I mean, Nick Robinson's about 2.1 seconds off, but it is 2/10 off, really, in terms of pace. And he's actually just gone a bit quicker there, gone 2/10 quicker with a 33.2 just last time round on lap 9.
Yes, it really is quite a tense one up at the front. No one's actually trying to make a move, but they are very close. See, we've got no sort of defensiveness going on down the backstretch, which we've seen in almost every other race. Ryan Smith is obviously feeling pretty confident, although he does have Tyler Mays within a kart length of him. Thomas Zels, who's the fastest on the track currently, is behind them. Now, Adam Smith, he appears to be closing in on Nick Robinson over 4th. Looking at the lap times, Adam Smith has really upped his pace, and his current best is faster than the race leader, Ryan Smith.
Yeah, Adam Davis is making it count, but I think the biggest thing is when you've got Ryan out front. Mays just throws it up the inside. Brilliant overtaking manoeuvre on Ryan Smith. Just then off the back straight. Really good, really clean. Both gave each other enough room, and Tyler Mays nips on the inside and does a really good move on Ryan Smith.
Absolutely, Alex. What a lunge that was. Tyler Mays sent it up the inside. Ryan Smith, we could... Oh, hang on, there's a pit stopper. Who is that? I think that is Is that Melanie Howell? Yes, it's Melanie Howell making the pit stop. But Tyler Mays, what a massive lunge up the inside going down the straight, and he celebrated that with a fastest lap. He is the fastest in the race so far, Tyler Mays. Now, Tyler Mays has moved up ahead of Ryan Smith to take the lead with a huge lunge there. Now, can Ryan Smith come back at him? They've still got Thomas Sells right there. They're all setting searingly fast pace, but Nick Robinson, would you believe it, with the exception of Tyler Mays, is faster than the others ahead.
I think Ryan Smith's going to try and counter what Tyler Mays has just done to him and maybe do a repeat, sort of like a repeat performance on the very next lap. So it is
here comes that point now, because they're coming down the back stretch. We can see on screen Tyler Mays is aware of this, but he's just ducked his head down, trying to get a little bit out of the wind there. But Ryan Smith is all over the bumper of Tyler Mays as they complete this lap here into that final hairpin. Tyler Mays crossing the line, Ryan Smith. Now, Ryan, Alex, I think Ryan's looking pretty darn racy back there, isn't he? He's going to make something of this.
He's chomping at the bit, James, definitely. I think he is lining Tyler up. I mean, the first attempt was like a look and see whether he could maybe try and do it, and they're now coming around the actual corner onto the back straight, and I think Ryan might be slightly closer, but he's not got an opportunity this time. I would probably say within the next 2 to 3 laps with 12 minutes 20 seconds remaining, he's got plenty of time to have that chance.
He has, and he may try to strategise himself around it. However, he's not faster on laps than Tyler Mays right now, so really that probably wouldn't be the smartest idea, because he may lose time on his own. Tyler Mays is doing enough to keep the lead. He's running very fast. He's in front, and he's trying to pull away. Well, there's a little bit of a gap opening to Ryan Smith, if you can call a couple of cut lengths. The reason that gap's crucial, Ryan Smith is less able to take a fairly hairy lunge at him. Ryan Smith, normally quite a thinking driver. He's not going to do anything crazy. He's not going to do anything that he genuinely doesn't believe he can pull off. But they are catching the back marker there, and this could be Ryan's chance. Will we see a blue flag in time, or will it be too late? Not sure who the back marker is. 17, that's Mark Jaggard. And Tyler Mays does lose a bit of time to Jaggard. Jaggard will get the blue flag. He does move out the way, but surely that has helped Ryan Smith just that little bit to close on the race leader, Tyler Mays. Here they are down the backstretch. Menley Howe's lead. Look at Tyler Mays having to get defensive there. Ryan Smith is starting to have a look at him. I think he means business.
He definitely means business, and I think he's got the red mist as well. So, and there was a bit of barging there. I think
pit stop by Melanie Howell this time. I think
there was one of the back markers in the way of Ryan Smith, and Ryan actually went up the inside, and they both clashed actually coming onto the final corner.
Yeah, if that was Melanie Howell, you'd have to wonder if she actually got punted into the pits in the middle of all of that, or intended to stop herself. So she may have intended it, her own race strategy, or maybe she was kind of forced into it. But look at this. Yes, Ryan Smith's a lot of time. He's under attack by Thomas Sells. The gap to Tyler Mays increased. Mays runs a bit wide there, and that could be hope for Ryan Smith in second place.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Sells, I think, is going to be the danger man here. I mean, he's close up, and I think,
we kind of went over to the pit view there. It looked like someone's going to come in the pits, but as it happens, it was a back marker, I believe, Mark Jaggard moving out of the way.
Yeah. But I think, we've got Tyler and we've got Ryan and we've got Thomas as well. I've got a feeling that Sells might be the danger man here. Mays took the advantage and got past Smith when he needed to, but the gap between them is probably no more than about 6 car lengths. And it's very, very interesting that Smith is trying to keep up with Mays, get back onto his back bumper, but Sells is trying the same thing with Smith. So that could even prove to be that if we go down the back straight again very shortly, who's not to say we have a three-way fight, and someone, whether it's Smith or whether it's Sells, that throws it up the inside this time around.
It could be any one of these that actually comes through the winner here down the straight. This is the area you're talking about, Alex Goldsmith. Now, Alex, what is different about this race to the other heat races that we've seen is that none of the actual leaders, the front runners, have pitted early. We've not seen that early pit stop, which we saw in the last race, when Chris Daines came through at the win. But he was out of that lead group for maybe 3/4 of the race. He was doing his own thing. These lot have all stuck together, and no one really is in contention with them. Nobody has pitted themselves away from it. However, the second interesting thing is Adam Davis down 5th place. His friend Steve Gray, who's been running about 5th place in every race we've seen, and has been up here commentating as well. His friend Steve Gray is down there doing a bit of a Ruben Boutons and trying to give Adam Davis some pointers in the race. Adam Davis running 5th, there he is. Just all that into the pits is Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith in the pits. Ryan Smith, his first stop is good. This is really crucial for Smith because he's in the middle of the sandwich. Is he going to be first? Is he going to be third? Who knows? He comes out the pits, and that's the first of the leaders to stop. Ryan Smith, the Scottish driver, has resumed. We'll see where he's resumed, but I don't think he's lost that much time relatively. He's 5th place behind Robinson and Davis, but I don't think they're going to be that much of a problem for him in terms of getting in his way, because frankly they're running very fast and he's nowhere near him as we speak.
And I think that Melanie Howell actually tried to do an overtake, tried to unlap herself a little bit there over Ryan Smith, but Ryan was sort of like thinking, well, I'm not in contention with you, I'm racing against the top 3, so...
Yeah, Ryan Smith won't have wanted to give any ground to back marker. Melanie Howell, of course, we know is running it in 10th place at the moment. She has stopped. Ryan Smith has also stopped, and he would have had no interest whatsoever in following Melanie Howell around the track, because there's no way either he could have pitted away or waited for her to pit. Oh, down the inside, down the inside. Down the inside. There was a move there, couldn't quite follow who it was, but here comes Ryan Smith. There he is on screen, Melanie Howell behind, obviously a lap down as we know. Now, what can Ryan Smith do? Let's have a look at his lap times. They need to be fast for this strategy to work. The whole point of pitting out now is because he believes he's faster on his own. If he's not faster on his own, he'll have blown it. If he is faster on his own, he'll have won it. This is a bit hero zero, isn't it?
It is, and we've seen that, I mean, like with Chris Daines, when as soon as they've got clean air, it's the perfect opportunity to strike you, and then put in those laps where you're really, really on the edge. And I think Tyler Mays is just...
race leader Tyler Mays into the pits. Yeah, Alex, sorry to cut in on you there, Alex.
No
race leader Tyler Mays is pitted now. How is this pit stop? Here comes Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith is closing on him. It's going to be Ryan Smith. Surely he's got momentum, but Mays is going to swing across him. This is going to be a very wide kart. Here they are, side by side into the hairpin. Let's see it. There it is. Oh, Ryan Smith just lost to Tyler Mays. However, he is closer than he was when they pitted, so he did make up some ground, just not enough for momentum to carry him past on the pit exit. A real get out of jail for Tyler Mays. Probably a bit of a disappointment for Ryan Smith, but by heck, that was close.
And whilst that was happening, Nick Robinson has just gone fastest of the day so far with a 32.887.
Taking the lead because Thomas Zells is in the pits. Thomas Zells come out, and he comes out behind. Oh, he's going to get leapfrogged by those behind, surely.
Yeah, Mays and Smith have just passed him.
Yeah,
so
Mays and Smith have passed him. Has he lost another place? No, he's just hung on. Gosh, that was close. So actually, the big loser there was Thomas Zells. He's now further back from Smith and Mays than he was when they pitted. So I would have said actually that Ryan Smith gained more because he went closer to Tyler Mays.
Yes.
But the get out of jail was Tyler Mays. He continues in the lead. They've got 6 minutes remaining, but he's got an awful lot of pressure from Ryan Smith. Now, why is it worse, the pressure from Ryan Smith on Tyler Mays right now? The reason, because Thomas Zells, is no longer trying to take the position off Ryan Smith. That pit stop has cost Zells some time. He's further back in third, not in contention with Smith as we speak, so Smith can fully occupy himself with having a pop at race leader Tyler Mays. There's some action in this race yet to come, Alex, for sure.
Oh, definitely. And I've been seeing there was a little battle starting between Melanie Howard and Mark Jaggard with for ninth place, but Melanie's now pulled a little bit of a gap. But it's going to be interesting to see where Nick Robinson and Adam Davis end up.
Now, Nick Robinson, this is getting a bit cagey now, because Nick Robinson, we don't think he's got enough of a lead. He's running first place now. He's yet to stop. We don't think he's got enough of a lead to actually come into the pit and go out with that lead. However, he's the only one in 32 seconds. 32.8, I think he's the fastest lap we've seen all day on this track.
Indeed it is, because he's picked Chris Daines, who did 32.9, 62 if I remember correctly from the last race. So yeah, it's now, I mean, looking at the top four, top five, I mean, they're running within a tenth of each other. And you've got Nick Robinson last time out was a 33.1, Thomas Else was a 33.2.
Absolutely, and Luke Skilton, who's in 8th, has been caught and passed by the leaders. That was right where the blue flag is, so Luke Skelton gets the information and the blue flag at the key moment there. It did look like Tyler Mays could have to struggle his way past Luke Skelton, but Luke does move out of the way. He sees the blue flag. I think it came at exactly the right time. We've got a pit stopper. It is the 10. The 10 is Adam Davis. Adam Davis stops out of second place. Rejoins in fourth.
Yeah, I was just keeping an eye on, and now it's Nick. Oh, Ryan Smith's gone through up at the inside.
Has taken
Brilliant
the
move.
lead. Absolutely sorry, Alex Smith has taken the lead there. An incredible lunge up the inside, but no, he's back. He's reversed it. Mays is back through. Here comes Mays down the backstretch. But look at that, he's way over. He's really aware of where Smith is. Smith up the inside. Oh, bumps him. And, well, it's all bumping and boring there. He really bumped Tyler Mays. Is he going to give it back? No, he's not. He wants it for himself.
And Thomas Zels is in there waiting in the wings just behind him to see what happens.
Absolutely. There's no way Thomas Zels will not going to benefit from all of that. Ryan Smith continues in the lead. We'll just check the organisers are okay with this because it was a fairly robust bit of passing move. Ryan Smith knows is his big chance. To be honest with you, I never really feel comfortable saying it like this, but it's darn near worth risking the penalty.
Yes, and I think, you know, in many respects that was a robust but a very, very fair manoeuvre. There was the slightest amount of contact between the two. No one got speared into the barriers or anything like that and caused a yellow track situation. So the main thing is that was a purely merited pass. But yeah, it was a little bit robust, but it happens.
I think for a moment there, Ryan Smith was just imagining how his bank balance might look with an extra grand in it if he wins the final. This is his last chance to really get into the semi-final and then on from that to the final. So Ryan Smith continues with the lead, but very defensive. Look at Tyler Mays, he's side by side coming out the hairpin. Thomas Zels trying to have a look, but it's still Smith from Mays and Zels. We can see Mays cross the line. Oh, there's a back mark coming out the pits. Oh no, blocked out Ryan Smith. A lunge up the inside, surely from Mays. He's asking for it. He has. Oh, Smith.
That's number 16. That's Tyler Mays, I think.
Yeah, Tyler Mays, but Mays has not taken. Mays has lost out. Zels has managed to jump Mays. We're not quite sure who it was in the middle of there, but certainly Ryan Smith was looking like he might lose the lead. It's the 16 cart in the middle of it. Zels is still not ahead.
There's a bit of a punt between Zels and Mays. Zels actually went into the back bumper of Mays and nearly put it sideways.
Who is that in the mix there? Someone's getting a fist waved at him. I think that's Thomas Zels giving the fist to someone in front of him. Who is it? Let's have a look. 16. Is it? 16.
Oh, that's Tyler.
No, Tyler Mays is in white.
No,
let's have a look what's going on.
Is number 15.
Is it actually Nick Robinson? This is for position, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is for position.
And Ryan Smith is now in the lead of the race according to the timing screens with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining.
And there's Thomas Zels waving his fist at the fastest man in the race.
And I bet he wasn't really, really pleased about that. And it seems like there's been a bit of gesticulation from Mr. Zels as well.
There was also gesticulation from the trackside by Steve Gray, but I think that was towards Adam Davis. They get a move on. They're fighting like crazy. This is a 4-5-way fight for the lead because Adam Davis has joined the party there. So Adam Davis is 1.7 seconds behind the leader, albeit in 5th place. That 6th cart is Melanie Howes, who we know is a lap down. She's in 8th place, but look at Ryan Smith. He's gone defensive. Now Tyler Mays, in the blink of an eye, has gone from 1st to an unthinkable 4th because a second ago there weren't 5 cars fighting, there was only 3. So poor Tyler Mays must wonder where all this has come from.
Yeah, he must be thinking, how the hell did I get it so wrong just then, or what happened that made me drop down from that down to 4th?
I think there'll be one name that comes into that, and that will be Ryan Smith, and that may also be Nick Robinson as well. So the name thrown forward on Tyler Mays' blame list will be those ahead. But look at Nick Robinson side by side there with Ryan Smith. Now Ryan Smith is holding off a 5-car fight with. This is the last lap. The check is coming out. It's going to be Ryan Smith. It's going to be Ryan Smith. It is. The young driver from Scotland takes it. Finally wins a race. Ryan Smith. Good grief, his father's there. He's going to be delighted. Ryan Smith is going to be the most delighted of the lot. Tyler Mays going to be furious. And Nick Robinson, who knows what he's thinking. He's 2nd place. He's probably pretty chuffed with that. And Robinson there and Smith and, of course, Zels will probably feel like he's a little bit of a loser in that because, let's be fair, Nick Robinson was not part of that original 3. He came from nowhere, 2nd place.
I've just been informed by Race Control that some of the overtakes will be reviewed during the break, so we may have an amendment to the actual current standings for this particular heat, James.
Well, I think the organisers are going to have an awful lot of videos to watch from that one, aren't they? There's,
definitely.
Yeah, we've got Ollie Demetrius Fox, who we know runs a tight but fair ship, it has to be said. However, he's not afraid to dish out penalties. Series organiser Brad Philpott's been actually kicked out of a race before by Ollie Demetrius Fox, so there's no favouritism going on. So I think a few of them will be taken round the back for a good shoeing later on.
Yes, or the leather belts might come out. You never know. But yeah, I mean that was a very, very interesting race. Of course, now that they're reviewing, it's now getting to that point where everything's going to be under scrutiny, and yeah, we're going to see some robust but fair manoeuvres. I'm in the honest opinion that the overtake that Ryan Smith did on Tyler Mays, I thought was a pretty fair manoeuvre, but if they feel it's a bit too over aggressive in terms of the contact that the two made coming out of the back straight.
Well, yeah, you know what? As a racer, you've got to say to yourself, put yourself in Ryan Smith's position.